Camera equipment is expensive, like really, really expensive. But what do you do when you want to vlog, but you also want to film close-ups and everything in between? One thing that you can do is you can buy a lens for each focal length, but there are two reasons why you don't want to do that. One, it's a lot of money, like a lot. And two, we don't like back pain. Editing is giving us enough back pain as it is, so we don't want to add to that by having to carry around multiple lenses. And let's be honest, having to switch lenses is just a pain in the peach. So you're probably asking, is there a way to avoid all of this? Is there this perfect all-in-one solution at an affordable price? Yes, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be making this video. The Tamron 28-75 was the first lens that I bought for my a7 III back in 2019 because it is a versatile full-frame lens at a really great price. For only $900 you can get this lens, whereas the equivalent, which is a Sony G Master 24-70, comes in at more than double the price. Although this lens is mostly made out of plastic, it is durable and it is built really well, so don't let that fool you because I've been using this thing for 3 years now. It is also not as heavy as the Sony equivalent, which makes it really great as an everyday lens that you can use and carry around with you wherever you go. This lens has pretty much been glued to my camera for 2 years before I bought my first prime lens. Now if you want to know why I'm using a prime lens instead of this lens now, let me know so I can make a video about it. Whereas a lot of zoom lenses have a varying aperture, this one actually has a constant aperture of f2.8, so whether you zoom in or zoom out, if you want the aperture to stay at 2.8, you can. And this is fantastic if you want a nice blurry background or if you shoot at night, for example. That is basically what an aperture of f2.8 means. It means that it can let in a lot of light, which makes it great for night photography, for example, and we can create a nice blurry background, which we all love. This is your everyday lens. Now, I would have loved it if it was a 24 instead of a 28, but if that's gonna cost me $1,200 more, I'm good. I'll just take a few steps backwards in that case. If you want, you can also use this lens on an APS-C camera like the a6600 because it has an E-mount like the a7 III and the a7S III. I've done this a few times and it works fine. The only thing that you need to consider is that an APS-C camera is a crop camera, which means that the focal length will be multiplied by 1.5. So if you do that, it is not a great lens for vlogging. Unfortunately, this lens does not have image stabilization. Now, it's not too big of a deal for two reasons. The first reason is that if you have a camera with IBIS, then you're fine. Second reason is that this is a 28-75mm lens. It's not a 200 or whatever telephoto lens where you would really need that image stabilization. However, in my personal opinion, I would have really loved to have some image stabilization, especially for handheld work or vlogging. The autofocus of the Tamron lens is also pretty great. Like, I personally haven't really had any issues with it. It is fast, it is quiet, which is a big thing. However, when it comes to autofocus, it is also controlled by the camera that you're using. And like I said, I use the a7 III with the Tamron, and I've had some focusing issues. So if you want to learn more about that and about the a7 III, then make sure that you watch this video right here. And of course, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already.